I hope these reports are inaccurate, that Jackie Robinson's profile has been removed from DOD websites. Please tell me that this is not true.
Sadly, it is, Joe. A page dedicated to Hall of Famer Jackie Robinson's military history has been removed from the Department of Defense's website. A previously existing article about Robinson's time in the Army during World War II now shows one of those page not found errors, and the new webpage URL includes DEI before the story's headline, indicating it might have been taken down as part of the Trump administration's efforts to eliminate federal DEI programs. And Congressman, this is not the only one. We've been talking in recent days how the page dedicated to the Enola Gay, the flight that dropped the atomic bomb in Japan, was taken down, likely because the word gay appeared in it. Other American heroes, Medgar Evers, page dedicated to him, civil rights hero, taken down. Jackie Robinson is the epitome of American hero and a veteran, and yet erased from the Department of Defense's website.
Yeah, that's right. And the code talkers, too. Let's not forget about the Navajo code talkers who literally helped us win World War II by communicating and keeping our secrets in a way that the Japanese could not break our codes. Some incredible stories of heroism trying to be wiped away, because that's what this administration does. That's what Donald Trump does. If it doesn't fit his narrative, if it doesn't give him credit for it, then it doesn't matter, and it should be wiped from history, right? So part of our challenge here is not allowing that to happen, to keep history alive, to continue to tell the truth over and over and over again and call it out just like we're doing right now.
Donald Trump erased Jackie Robinson as part of his civil rights purge at the White House, only to bring it back after an outcry. Jackie Robinson, you may recall, is a famous Major League Baseball player who's African American. He was the first black Major League Baseball player, I believe it was 1947, and also served in the U.S. military. Well, there used to be a page about him on the Pentagon website talking about his amazing accomplishments, and Trump had it deleted, because Trump is doing a DEI purge, which is basically the Trump code word for civil rights. This is part of an overall campaign Trump has been doing recently, going after civil rights across the board. He deleted mentions of people of color, women, and Latinos on the Arlington National Cemetery website. Those links were taken down. They deleted the mentions of Tuskegee Airmen from the Air Force training manuals. These are famous African-American pilots during World War II. They were part of the training for the Air Force. Trump had it deleted because, again, DEI, right, civil rights. The Navajo coders.
Black people have been ringing the alarm bells for months now about the racist policies of the Trump administration. But the Pentagon's clumsy erasure of Jackie Robinson from the Defense Department website seems to be the story that has finally caught the attention of white America. Robinson was a beloved athlete who famously broke the color line in Major League Baseball on April 15, 1947. Handsome, clean-shaven, and well-spoken, Robinson was the perfect Negro for white America. And like many black Americans of his day, he was once a loyal Republican. That is, until 1964. That was the year when Republicans nominated Barry Goldwater, an Arizona senator who voted against the famous Civil Rights Act that ended racial discrimination at water fountains, restrooms, and other public places. How could Robinson support the party of Lincoln when the party leaders allowed the notoriously racist Democrats to be more supportive of civil rights than his own party? After watching party delegates gleefully abandon a century of civil rights principles, Robinson walked out of the 1964 Republican Convention in San Francisco in disgust. "I now believe I know how it felt to be a Jew in Hitler's Germany," he said. Robinson would surely be disturbed at how far his party has fallen since that time. From Richard Nixon's Southern strategy that appealed to white resentment, to Ronald Reagan's racist welfare queen stories, to George Bush's Willie Horton campaign, to Donald Trump's pardons for the insurrectionists who tried to overthrow the government to keep him in power. You see, Jackie Robinson believed in diversity, equity, and inclusion. At the 1972 World Series in Cincinnati, in his final public appearance, Robinson accepted a plaque from Major League Baseball recognizing the 25th anniversary of his debut in the league. But he did not hold back in describing his hopes for the future.
I'm going to be tremendously more pleased and more proud when I look at that third base coaching line one day and see a black face managing in baseball. Thank you very much.
That was DEI, a call for people in positions of power to do a much better job of representing the rich diversity of the nation. Robinson knew there were talented black coaches and athletes out there who were eminently qualified but never got a chance to prove themselves in the good old boy network. 9 days after his speech, Jackie Robinson passed away at 53. Robinson, a veteran who served in World War II, might be troubled that the Trump administration removed his profile from the Defense Department website. But somehow I think he'd be more upset that they removed the story of the Tuskegee Airmen from Air Force training, deleted Black Medal of Honor recipient Major General Charles C. Rogers, deleted thousands of images of ordinary black service members, and removed information on black veterans from the website of Arlington National Cemetery. If he were here today, he would surely recognize the hypocrisy of meritocracy that he had seen in his own life, and may not even be surprised that a qualified black man and four-star general defense secretary would be replaced by an unqualified white TV news host, and a black general who chaired the Joint Chiefs of Staff would be replaced by a lower-ranking white officer, and a lieutenant general who was one of the most senior-ranking black female officers would be summarily dismissed. He would recognize all the stunts of 2025 in the old tricks of the 1940s and 50s and 60s. So here's to you, Jackie Robinson. A nation turns its lonely eyes to you. The GOP has left and gone away. Hey, hey, hey.
As those of you who know me, I have a MAGA zoo on my Facebook page, and they keep telling me that this whole DEI thing is not racially motivated. Yet Jackie Robinson just disappeared from the Pentagon's website, and they keep accidentally removing black people, Native Americans, and famous women from all kinds of websites, and they got a little crazy about the Enola Gay. But this DEI thing just doesn't have anything to do with any of that stuff, except that they keep making those mistakes, which tells us it really does, and that Elon and Trump just want to purge from the collective memory the accomplishments of people of color, women, gays, whoever. And unfortunately, because like a typical American, my sense of history is not that great, they're getting away with a lot of it because we probably don't even know when they remove the less than famous people we haven't discovered yet.
They done got rid of Jackie Robinson's page on the DOD website. They calling it DEI and it's 404 not found. That's crazy. The Jackie Robinson. At this point, I am considering anything MAGA does an attack on me and my history. Therefore, whatever happens, happens.
Hey, did you hear the good news? We don't have to celebrate Jackie Robinson's military career anymore. Yeah, that Jackie Robinson. Despite fighting a war at home, for the privilege to fight a war abroad, while also fighting a war at home for the privilege to play a game, breaking the color barrier, a little too DEI for the U.S., so page not found.
Okay, so civil rights icon Jackie Robinson and Baseball Hall of Famer, his military service honoring him on the DOD webpage was taken down because of DEI. So that development came after pages honoring a Black Medal of Honor winner and Japanese American service members were taken down. The Pentagon said that it was a mistake. It was not a mistake. They're trying to get rid of Black people and people who are not white because that's all they see up and down the DOD page, and they're trying to get rid of them because of DEI. And the department's campaign to strip out content singling out the contributions by women and minority groups what the Trump administration considers DEI. Back then, baby, when the military service, there was no DEI. What the hell is he talking about? The page on Robinson includes biographical information about his Army service during World War II, which occurred prior to his famously breaking baseball's color barrier in 1947 with the Brooklyn Dodgers. When that page address was entered Wednesday, a message showed up saying it might have been removed, renamed, or maybe temporarily unavailable. the letters DEI were also automatically added to the URL. Just like the one with Major Charles Rogers, his URL said DEI because he had the highest honor medal for military. But there was no DEI. What is Trump thinking? Like, I don't think that's DEI. I think that's racism. We were surprised to learn that a page on the Department of Defense website featured Jackie Robinson among sports heroes who served in the military were taken down. Jackie Robinson's son, David Robinson, and a board member of the Jackie C. Robinson Foundation, we take great pride in Jackie Robinson's service to our country as a soldier and a sports hero, an icon whose courage, talent, strength, character, and dedication contribute greatly to leveling the playing field, not only in professional sports, but throughout society. He worked tirelessly on behalf of equal opportunities in education, business, civic engagement, and within the justice system. A recipient of both the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the Congressional Gold Medal, he of course is an American hero. Later Wednesday, the page reappeared on the department's site and the Pentagon released a statement. We are pleased by the rapid compliance across the department with a directive removing DEI content from all platforms, Press Secretary John Hewlett said. In the rare cases that content is removed, either deliberate or by mistake, that is out of the clearly outlined scope of the directive, we stick the components and they correct the content so it recognizes our heroes for their dedicated service alongside their fellow Americans. Period. The page includes an anecdote that Robinson refusing to move to the back of an army bus in 1944, prompting the driver to call military police. Robinson was court-martialed but acquitted. Thousands of pages honoring contributions by women and minority groups have been taken down in efforts to delete material prompting diversity, equity, inclusion, commonly referred as DEI. Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell defended the practice at a briefing Monday. A Defense Department webpage honoring Black Medal of Honor recipient Army Major General Charles Calvin Rogers. I thought it was Galvin, but anyways, was taken down last week but was back online by Monday night. Everyone at the Defense Department loves Jackie Robinson, as well as the Navajo Code Talkers, the Tuskegee Airmen, the Marines at Iwo Jima, and so many others. We salute them for their strong and, in many cases, heroic service to our country. Full stop, Hewlett said. We do not view or highlight them through the premise of immutable characteristics such as race, ethnicity, or sex. We do so only by recognition, their patriotism, and dedication to the war-fighting mission, like every other American who has worn the uniform. Hewlett's statement referred to DEI as discriminatory equity ideology. What? It's a form of woke culture, Marxism that divides the force, erodes unit cohesion, and interferes with the Service Corps war fighting mission, he said. But my whole thing is nobody was complaining about DEI, in my opinion. Nobody was complaining about DEI. But all of a sudden, when Trump gets his white ass into office, all of a sudden it's a problem. Why is it a problem? What, you think white men weren't getting jobs? I see plenty of white men with jobs. Okay. I didn't see a lot of black people with jobs. I didn't see a lot of Hispanics with jobs. What is Trump talking about? People hire you based on your qualifications, not what you. Some people do discriminate. I ain't gonna lie, but in this case, you're taking down people like in the past when DEI didn't even exist. Like I can see if you were taking down people like now and not in the past before DEI, and then nothing will be, really happening because we can say, oh, maybe DEI, maybe, but this has nothing to do with DEI. You're just taking it down because they're black. That's it. Look, and white people are chiming in on this too. They're like, hey, you need to stop this. This is ridiculous. Just because we're white doesn't mean we hate Jackie Robinson or whoever. I know plenty of white men who like Jackie Robinson. It's not because he's black. It's because he got great skills. Trump, you're an idiot. Like, dude, stop messing with people's heroes. Jackie Robinson ain't only black people heroes. Stop messing with people's heroes. I don't know what you got against the Native Americans. Native Americans didn't do anything to you. They minded their business. So why you trying to take them down off the website as well? The Japanese, y'all had a gripe with the Japanese in World War II. Why y'all still fucking with them? Okay, why you trying to take them off the website? They fought right along the white folks, just like the black folks, just like the Indian folks, just like the Irish folks, fought in the war. I don't understand what Trump is trying to accomplish. He just looks stupid.
Hey y'all, hey, in other news on how the hell can Trump be racist as fuck. So he decided that he was going to remove Jackie Robinson's memento of him ever being in the army off the DOD page. That's real funny, especially for someone that hasn't served a day in his damn life. Man, I'm tired of him.
Alright, yo, we got a lot of shit to go through, a lot of fucking stories that happened even this past fucking day. First one I want to start about with, in the past couple days, so they tried to erase Jackie Robinson's fucking military history off the government website. Tried to erase that shit and claim because it was some kind of DEI thing that they were doing it. Literally trying to erase black people's history, and they're going to do it again. They're going to try again. It was restored after probably some fucking baseball nerd was like fucking meticulously like going through that page and make sure like accuracy, and was like, wait, Jackie shit isn't there all of a sudden. So it's beautiful to see these motherfuckers got caught. Now they're trying to bring that shit back, but fuck that shit. Stay on there fucking next to them, keep doing it. They're gonna try to be on the 1984 shit and just slowly think that just because we're not there that they're gonna erase shit.
This story is just absolutely sickened me. The Department of Defense has just removed Jackie Robinson's military page, claiming it as DEI content. DEI content, saying it's too woke to be in our thing. Jackie Robinson is a national fucking hero. He is a hero. He is a guy that went through so much shit in his playing days, shit that you and I could not fucking handle, and now you're erasing his history and labeling it as DEI content. I am sick to my fucking stomach hearing this. That is disgusting. Jackie Robinson should be treated the way he deserves, as a fucking hero, and he should be all over the history books. Everyone should know his name for fucking millennia to come. Now you're erasing it and labeling it as DEI content. I am very sick of what the fuck this country's turning into. This is fucking disgusting.
Today, the Department of Defense removed an article about Jackie Robinson because of, quote, DEI. I wish I were making this up. This originated from Major League Baseball reporter Jeff Passan, who cited a URL about Jackie Robinson's time in the Army that had been removed. This seemingly is part of an ongoing effort across the government to remove anything related to what Trump and his cronies deem as DEI, including the history of civil rights icon Jackie Robinson and his service in the military. Passon followed up with the DoD, and this was their statement. You can pause this video to read the whole thing. In it, they say, "We do not view or highlight folks like Jackie Robinson through the prism of race." It's a ridiculous statement because I'm not sure how you can view Jackie Robinson's contributions as the first person in baseball to break the color barrier without talking about the racism that he received as a black man in America. Now, because of Jeff Passon's advocacy about this, the original story has been restored. The fact that this was removed in the first place because of DEI is remarkably and deeply shameful. The ghouls, as Jeff Passon calls them, who did this, should absolutely be ashamed.
The Pentagon is erasing Jackie Robinson's military history from their website. Yeah, you heard me right. Before he shattered baseball's color barrier, Jackie Robinson was a U.S. Army officer. Looks great in the uniform. He was drafted in 1942, and he served as a second lieutenant during World War II. In 1944, he famously refused to move to the back of the segregated Army bus. He was actually court-martialed because of this, but he was acquitted. This is a man who is challenging injustice way before putting on that Dodgers jersey. Side note, please engage with this. My views are getting throttled. But if you go to try to read about his Army service, now on the Department of Defense website, you get 404. No, doesn't exist. And they're very cavalier about why they did this. If you go in and inspect the little URL, you'll see they added DEI right there in the title. They removed it because it included diversity, equity, or inclusion. Wow. So now honoring a black military hero is too woke. That's the diversity content that they think needs to be purged. Make it make sense. And this isn't the only thing that we've seen removed. They also removed articles about the Navajo Code Warriors, and they removed the Iwo Jima flag raisers. The best, though, is the Enola Gay got taken off because it had the word gay in it. This isn't about politics anymore. They're erasing our history that needs to be preserved. Jackie Robinson's courage, both in the military and in baseball, inspires people. Erasing our military history is just ripping those pages out of the history book and going, here you go. It's incomplete, but it's white. Ooh, I meant to say right. Anyway, what do you think about this? How far are they going to go at rewriting our history? Please drop your thoughts. Remember to follow me for more news like this. Okay, I love you. Bye.